boss and the ads and the enemies, all the enemies
You
within
can
the
be a
vicinity
samurai.
have to be attacking you, have to keep their attention on you. If they attack the DPS or the healer especially, it is game over. It is really bad news. You do not want the healer or the DPS getting attacked. Make sure to maintain all attention on you. Your side job is use defensive cooldowns to manage damage and to help do some damage yourself. A lot of tanks find spots and pockets of time in order to maximize the amount of damage output they can do in order to end the fight a lot faster towards the end of the game. The first class we're going to talk about is the Gladiator, your basic sword and board tank.
The Gladiator
it's
slash
fairly
Paladin.
easy in my opinion. It utilizes a shield as well as a one-handed sword, and with the shield it's able to passively block attacks from now on. It will use several abilities also towards the end game to mitigate and increase the block chance in order to
knowing
make
you,
it a lot easier for you
if
to
you
block
want a
certain
tank, you're
attacks,
probably going to want
which means
Dark Knight,
Gladiator will always have that
but you won't be able to
passive
unlock
chance
that
of
till
blocking attacks.
15.
It has less
You reach-
focus on damage like the
Yeah,
Marauder
till 15.
does, but
You
it
reach
has
your
good
start.
down to
defenses
30.
from the very early level. It's a pretty easy
Yep.
tank to play in the very beginning as a class tank. It can eventually be upgraded into the Paladin job, which is more of the same as the Gladiator, focusing a little bit more on defensives compared to like how Marauder upgrades to Warrior, which focuses a little bit more on the offensive. As a Paladin, you'll also get tank stance and a DPS stance. You'll primarily find yourself sitting in tank stance as you level, but every now and then you'll find yourself switching over to the DPS stance, the sword oath stance rather than the shield oath stance, in order to do some damage. At endgame it has nicely paced rotation with nothing too crazy thrown in between. For the most part, it's an ebb and flow motion of the ocean, as I like to call it. Overall, it's a very solid tank if you're new to MMOs or want something familiar. It comes with a lot of utilities, a lot of great cooldowns, defensive for both yourself and the party. It's a pretty standard tank to play. If you ever played anything with a sword and shield in any MMO beforehand, or you never had any experience beforehand, this is going to be a very easy or familiar tank for you to get into. Now, Marauder is considered more of the butcher for the two starting class tanks. At the start, it's fairly easy, just like the Gladiator. No blocks, but has a lot of high damage from the very start. It's able to generate aggro fast with its high damage output, meaning all the ads and the boss will always keep their attention on you. Just like the Gladiator, it's very easy to tank in the very beginning. It upgrades into a Warrior job at level 30, which focuses more on damage than expected from a tank. If Warrior does not have to off-tank anything whatsoever or have to do any tank mechanics, it'll primarily be sitting in a DPS stance in order to do a lot of damage and help with downing a boss. Warrior has two stances, one tank stance and another uber mega powerful Felcleave stance, which a lot of warriors love, which allows them to maximize their damage. Warrior has a very high skill cap at a higher level for best DPS, which some tanks can do an amazing job at. Maximizing your DPS as a warrior and playing it extremely optimally.
Alright, fuck it, bro. We're gonna boot this up. Looks like we're ready to play, but you know what? It's 12 o'clock. I gotta go get lunch before the wife cuts my knots. Yeah. She didn't go to work today. She didn't have any work, so.
I'm surprised you're even on then.
Yeah, that's because she's doing online classes right now. She's on her desk and shit, so. Wait. What? Oh, that's weird. That's like super weird. I wasn't expecting this, but yeah. I wasn't expecting this. Don't even know when I went live, but okay. Yes. No. It's not gonna work right now. So I gotta go get some lunch now.